Crafters, it's Cynthia. I am back again today with a card video, finally. I bet you guys are happy to see me doing this again. But anyway, I wanted to use one of my Laurel Burch stamps that I got for Christmas. So I decided to use this cute one with the two ladies. And you'll have to try to excuse the glare from my lamps on my Misty. So I really can't do much about that. But anyway, I actually belong to a card swap that's organized by a woman who lives very nearby. And anyway, I need to send out 6 cards. And so I wanted to go ahead and get those done. So I'm just going to be making 1 card for the video, but in total, I will be doing this exact layout 6 times total. So anyway, since I know I'd like to use my Copic alcohol markers to color this, I'm going to go ahead and do my stamping in my Memento Tuxedo Black ink because this is alcohol marker friendly. And there are multiple inks on the market that are, and you'll just kind of have to figure out which one you like best. I've always used this ink anyway, and when I realized it was alcohol marker friendly, I was thrilled because I already have this pad and I also have a little bottle of the re-inker. So I recommend, if you have a favorite ink that you just use constantly for all different things, it really is a smart idea to get yourself a re-inker. So I'm going to be doing this on my Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. And these pieces, I've just trimmed all of them to 4 1/4 by 6. And I will be, of course, trimming that down. But this is a pretty good size stamp. So I want to make sure I have plenty of room around the image. And because I'm using my Misty, I know that if I don't get a perfect stamp, actually that one turned out really nice, but if I needed to, I could go back and stamp again. So now that all of my coloring is done, I wanted to do a little bit of embellishing. So I'm going to treat my surface with my anti-static bag, and I'm using the Ranger Emboss It pen and also the Vale Clear Sparkle Embossing Powder. And now I'm just dotting along those black dots with my pen and just sprinkling on some powder. I'm going to save the excess, and now I'm just going to melt that powder carefully with my heat tool, and that just brings out a really pretty little sparkle. So I think that looks really, really cute, and it just adds a little something special. Okay, so now I have my A2 size card base, and it's just a side folding card, and I have my colored focal image here, and I just layered it on a piece of my thin black cardstock, and I put some tape on the back. So let me go ahead and peel away the backing of that. So obviously I want this image, after all that coloring, I definitely want that to be the only thing on the card front other than a sentiment. And I'm gonna have to look through my sentiments and find one that I think will work. So as I have mentioned before, sometimes I do my cards a little bit backwards. Today I was inspired by this beautiful stamp, and then the card is just kind of growing out of that. And then if you want to, you know, this top is just a little wide, so I could trim that down if I wanted to. So that's no problem. So let me go ahead and find a cute sentiment to go with this, and I'll be right back. Alright, so out of this other Laurel Burch stamp set, I'm going to use the sentiment that says Lift Hopes. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to take some little scraps of black that I had on hand, and I'm going to stamp and do a little bit of heat embossing. Alright, so I'm going to treat my surface here, and I think I can get 2 sentiments on this one strip, and I'm going to use my Versamark ink, which is my favorite ink to use, and my Hero Arts white embossing powder. This is lovely. You get such a really crisp, true snow white color with that particular powder. So it is a favorite of mine. So I'm just going to put that right in there. There we go. Sprinkle my powder on. I love that font. That is just such a cute font. And see what I mean? How crisp and sharp that white is against that black. That is such a nice powder. It melts really beautifully. Alright, so hopefully I can make a nice straight little snip here. And then I just want to add this right about here, probably. I think that looks cute. And I am going to actually just keep that flush to the surface. You could certainly pop it up, but since these cards are definitely going to go right into the mail, I don't want to add any bulk. All right, there we go. Oh, I think that turned out really, really cute. Isn't that nice? And then the one final step, I have to run and grab it. Hang on. So the organizer of the swap asked us to please put our name on the back. So I had purchased pretty recently this little Lawn Fawn Just For You stamp set, and it has all these little adorable images and all these little, you know, made with love, made just for you, happy mail. You can say from the craft room of, and then a blank spot. So I think that's what I'm going to use. And then I can just sign my name. I remember when I saw this stamp set at the store, I immediately thought, you know, how perfect this would be for stamping the back of my cards. So it was nice when she made the request, because the first thing I thought of was the stamp set. And I said, oh yes, I can do it. All right, so I'm just going to leave a little bit of room because I don't write really tiny very easily. See? From the craft room of, and then I will add my name. So sweet. So that is the finished card swap card. And like I said, I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. And I kind of like just that little delicate pop of glittery embossing powder. And I also did her little necklace here. But I just think that's really sweet. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed this card. If you don't have any of the Laurel Burch stamps and you're a fan of coloring, these are really, really great images to color. This particular image is quite large, but there are smaller ones available if you don't really want to take on a big project like that. But it's a super fun way to practice coloring. You can do anything that you want. You can have it be super bright and bold. You can have it be a little more monochromatic. You can use all different kinds of mediums. So I recommend that you get yourself at least one of these images and play around with it. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back again soon with more videos. I'm going to be putting together another one of the Simon Says Stamp Kit videos, so be sure to keep your eyes open for that, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.